Houston's got some cars we're looking at buying.
Why don't we go shopping and see what we can pick up?
We're always looking for some new project cars. We said 2023 was gonna be the biggest year yet. We weren't joking. We're gonna spend some money. It's been a minute since we've gone car shopping.
Let's go. We need to buy these Bugattis.
You're gonna get a Bugatti. You're gonna buy a Bugatti off of Houston.
Yeah. I'm not 29.
You gotta be 27 to buy Bugatti for me.
You let me ride this?
27.
You let me ride this?
And you can't yell at me anymore.
You don't have a
Take the silver one.
Bugatti. Hey, you don't have a Bugatti. I do now, Houston. Sorry, I don't have a Bugatti.
It may be a scooter, but we're gonna take it.
He has a car that he wants to show us that he thinks is perfect for a project car on Daily Driven Exotics. I'll tell you why it's perfect. Because there's a V12 engine attached to it.
Damn. Why'd you buy so many of these?
Well, turns out Bugatti needed a Chiron for their display at CES to launch the new colors, and I provided that for them. But they wanted to pay so much less than it was worth, so I asked them to send me 20 of these scooters in addition to the payment that they made.
How much are these?
They're $1,000.
It's a $1,000 scooter?
Yeah.
Do you rent them?
This is gonna be seriously dangerous because I feel like I could die on this one. Let me just get out of the door here. I know how bad this can go because...
Matt August tried to drive one of these with one hand and he bailed and destroyed his arm.
How fast does it go? Do a flyby. I wanna do a flat out flyby. Oh, this is sketchy.
Eat your heart out, Casey Neistat. Oh! 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 I almost bit it there, like actually.
Disneyland for adults. Broken dream.
Right? That's stressful because it's holding the camera the whole time. Oh, look at this.
This is my GTR.
We
just bought one.
We just got.
Did you get a GTR?
What is ours? Ours is
Supra?
Toyota.
Toyota Supra. We got a Supra, not a GTR. That's
Yeah.
pretty funny based on the manufacturer.
So you jinxed it. You know why we're here right now is because yesterday these knuckleheads here decided that they wanted to purchase my Aventador, and I said, oh, the second someone's interested in a car, especially an Aventador, it usually comes back broken on the rental, and that is exactly what happened.
Yesterday he's like, yeah, when it comes back, you can check it out. I was like,
if it comes back.
Yesterday, the customer thought the fuel gauge was the temperature gauge, and he decided to try to start it until the starter did not want to work anymore.
He thought the temp gauge was the fuel gauge?
Yes, and the fuel gauge.
Cars before, I mean.
Yeah, one says fuel, one says temp.
Oh, one says benzina. It has a little gas gauge on it.
Benzina.
you know, so this thing blew the starter.
Yeah, so Andy's over here ripping it out, trying to get it back.
This must have a massive starter on it.
Oh, it's a tiny little starter, actually. Wow, it's kind of like not exactly what I was thinking.
That's crazy. So what year?
What year is this car?
2013, 40,000 miles. I was offering this up for the very good price of $220,000.
Oh, Canadian.
And is this a wrap or is this actually how it's
Factory
painted?
paint.
Oh, that's
Factory
cool.
satin?
Yes, factory satin
That's
paint.
cool. How's this car driving besides the starter?
It's just so smooth. That's what I love about the older cars, right? Because they get broken in,
Yeah.
and the shocks are like nice and it kind of softer.
Yeah.
You know.
You were saying there is a difference between a 12 and a 13.
Yeah, the 12 they had a completely different transmission program. From what I understand, I've never confirmed this. They have different gear ratios, and I'm sure someone in the comments will probably prove me wrong on that one because I've never taken one apart and
Would have to be a
compared them.
Lamborghini tech.
Yeah, I've never taken one apart and compared them. I do actually have an Aventador gearbox over there, so one of these days maybe I'll take it apart and look.
The land of spare supercar parts
Is unlimited here.
I do like this car. And what we're thinking
is we want to take this car and take it to the most extreme level anyone has ever taken an Aventador and then take it 10 times past that. Imagine this being like because race car, but still being because street legal. So we could make the absolute most menacing, stupid, ridiculous Aventador V12 naturally aspirated on the face of Earth.
and that would be the donor car.
How many years have you been in Lamborghini, Ferrari, exotic rental cars now?
8.
8 years.
How many years have you been a YouTuber?
Full time? Or I'm like, what, 6.5?
2016, you went full time out.
Yeah, I was a year and a half before
7.
that.
Yeah, like that's insanity to me because I feel like I've been doing this forever.
Yeah, and I feel the same.
And you have so many of these cars get destroyed.
Every day.
You guys gotta check out Houston's channel, Royalty Exotic Cars, because his
Actually,
stories.
My channel's called My Name Now.
But it still has your branding on it.
It does because it's about my business.
But the
I changed the
actual-
name to my channel to
So to
Houston
actually
Crosta.
find it, they have to find your name.
Yeah, Houston Crosta. But the thing is that I didn't want want to build a brand behind just someone wrecking all of my stuff. So, you know, I'm trying to escape the reality of that. To be honest, it's not happening.
Dude, anyhow, the point I was trying to make is you have the best stories because you'll have the car there and then you tell the story of like what happened to the car. Are you allowed to tell that story?
Yeah, I've already talked about this on my channel.
So this was on the channel.
my S-Class.
This is Houston's S-Class with the very bougie orange interior that was custom done.
My favorite car you have.
This is by far the best car I've ever had.
So you get this car, you do it up, beautiful interior, and then you decide, I want more horsepower.
So it had like bolt-ons.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to see how far I can take this car. I sent this car down to Texas to have it all redone.
Yeah.
And as you can see, I got the FX 1000 package. This is 1,029 all-wheel horsepower on the dyno. It came back, I mean, you can
Go
see
back. 1,200 of the wheels.
1,029 at the wheel. 1,260 something horsepower at the engine.
Did you get to drive it before this happened?
No.
I was gonna say,
Is this a result of too much power?
Transporter picked it up. He decided to either fall asleep or not pay attention. He T-boned someone and my car wasn't strapped down properly, or the straps that they used were not rated for the weight of my car, and the car flew out of the trailer, split the trailer open, and the bed of his truck is where it took out the entire underside of the car. The estimate on this car is $107,000 to fix, not including the bodywork. So there could be another $15,000 to $20,000 in body. Pull it up here.
Is that a rock?
Over here.
Oh my God, there's a ton of rocks on your windshield.
Here is a shot of the trailer where the car
No way.
Yeah, so
Bro.
it's settled from there. Obviously, it opened up and it was fully opened.
That trailer's
Okay,
trash.
and then here is a shot of the truck. Now look how effed up the truck is.
Oh my.
Oh my goodness.
My car did this to the truck.
It launched out of the trailer,
Out of the trailer,
and did this.
and just this is what was underneath the car.
I'm speechless.
Where do you find your transporter?
So I actually booked it with a legitimate transporter
Dave.
that decided he didn't want to transport it, and he brokered it to someone else. And that person doesn't have insurance.
that's the dangerous part about the transport industry.
Yes.
Is so many people say they are the transporter, but then broker it out to some cheaper, lesser
Make $100.
insured, yeah, and keep the money.
Yeah, and so
Back up
this,
for a second. Hold on. You said they have no insurance?
no, they're just running things on the fly. They have no insurance. So I have to sue and go after the bond of the transport company that I booked on with Central Dispatch.
This thing is really messed up. Like, and it's all screwed up underneath too, right?
That's what
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
All this stuff's smashed.
All cracked. And
Oh yeah, like mirror's gone. Let me remind you how beautiful the interior is though. Look at that. Oh, the interior is still gorgeous.
I just had my subwoofers in here,
The whole thing.
and now I've got the methanol injection box. I didn't even get to put meth in it.
This is still beautiful, like the work done on that.
So let's talk Aventador.
You gonna start? You always want to do this.
This is Dave's actual opportunity. Dave always comes in and says, let me do the negotiating. Because we need a donor car to do this project.
I need a gated Mercy.
I'm not really into the Aventador.
You need a what?
Gated Mercy.
Dude,
Let's just trade straight up.
Barter now.
Straight up.
Yeah.
straight up my ass. You savage. No, straight up.
What? Look at this. All this carbon. Look at
Bro,
this. It's all
the
split.
exhaust is split and pancake.
Diff mount is split in half.
Oh, this
All
thing's
right
totaled.
here, all this stuff. Yeah.
Holy crap.
Crazy, right?
Okay, back to the Aventador. Let's talk numbers. I want it.
I think. I hate those dumb questions. How many arms has it had?
I've had this for about 3 weeks. It's been majorly unreliable, and that's why I want to sell it.
Really? What's it been doing?
Starter went out.
Yeah.
The window doesn't work.
Which
We
window?
actually had it for 3 weeks.
Actually, the window looks like it works now.
So it does run.
Oh, it runs and drives great,
Oh,
except
okay.
it doesn't start.
Oh, we wanted to start.
Well, we're working on it.
This is a good salesman.
It's got a really good deal on this car. It was a repossession from a bank.
Oh, what'd you pay for
I
it?
paid $126, I think.
So right now you can make a $2,000 profit right now, right here.
Exactly.
At 128.
Yeah.
That's cheap.
Yeah.
You really bought it for 126? No. What'd you really buy?
What the
I'm in this car.
I don't know.
I paid $150,000.
Okay.
It needed a gearbox and a clutch. It needed the little window switches on the side of the door panel, which are actually excessively expensive. This is all the parts that came out of this car. The spark plugs that were in it.
Those are the spark plugs?
Yep. Never been changed on Earth. The most destroyed clutch I've ever seen ever in my life. It needed an auxiliary battery. The radio didn't work. Yeah, it had a bunch of just little issues. It just doesn't really fit for a rental car for me. It's good, but I didn't realize it had like the little issues, you know, with the window, and had to replace a door module and other stuff like that. And those are the things that customers complain about.
Yep.
If the Bluetooth doesn't work, it's the end of the world, you know? So that's kind of like,
That's this guy right here. If the Bluetooth doesn't work.
Oh yeah, I love Bluetooth.
Yeah.
I don't use it as one if I want it.
for me, a
Does it
customer,
have extra transmission?
yeah, it doesn't work, but yeah, sure.
What's wrong with it?
done?
We don't know because you have to take it apart. These things right here,
Yeah.
these are the actuators that actuate the gears, right? Because in this thing, there's 7 independent shifting rods that are engaged by a pressure sensor that pushes pressure through the thing to shift the gear. That's why it's so slow, right? Because it's an in and out type solution.
An SVJ's not slow, but it's the same setup, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just because they have increased pressure, increased pump, they have everything, so they do it faster.
Upgraded.
Right, it's just upgraded, and over time, they obviously figure out what seals work better for them leaking and all that other stuff. Original gearboxes from 12, 13, 14, 15, you know, had more leaks in this area back here than they do from the S models and on.
Gearbox that you put into that car over there.
A 12, 13, 14, what year is
No,
that
it's
one?
from 18 Aventador S.
So what are we doing? We making a deal on this or what?
Well, I don't really think that your idea is very good. I mean,
You're not wrong.
I'm just trying to be.
None of them are good.
I mean, realistically, like I kind of feel like you should put some energy into maybe the LM. What? No one's ever done that. You're gonna take an Aventador
This is
farther?
the worst. Like, take us back. You guys wait until you see this idea. Houston has the original Rambo Lambo, a black one in his showroom, and he thinks we should do a project with that original Lamborghini truck, but not what you guys think. Not like off-road. You'll see. Hold on.
Here's the
Look
plan.
at this thing.
That's the point. No one's seen this car before. There's not one person that's watching this channel right now that maybe one or two people that can even name this car. If you're under 30 or 40 years old,
Yes.
you don't know this exists. There's the predecessor right here
Which is hilarious. It went from this
to this.
to this. And this is not mil spec at all. And this was actually,
If you don't know the history, this was
for the
built
military.
for the military.
Which military?
Probably the Italian army, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, and then I believe they were going to try to do something else with it, but it never flew.
No, and it wasn't a very ergonomically designed car either. So the military was like, why would we want this big weird car?
and this thing has like a bloody Coutage engine in
It
it.
does. It has a very, I think it probably makes like 240 horsepower.
It's
It probably
awful.
weighs-
What am I going to do with this? Engine swap it?
Yeah, put the Mercy engine in it from your Mercy.
Would it fit?
It would,
How about an Aventador engine? What about a Huracan engine?
absolutely.
Oh, you could put a Huracan engine in here.
I've got a brand new Huracan STO engine with 1,800 miles sitting in my storage right now.
DCT transmission. It needs a V12.
Yeah, it had a V12.
Honestly, I think the V10 Huracan engine makes a lot of sense because that has a growl to it, right?
Yeah.
It's not so high pitched, sounds a little better. Not only that, you can put the Gallardo gearbox on here because the Huracan and Gallardo, LP Gallardos were the same 5.2 liter.
It's like a custom Valhalla.
No, it fits bolt on.
Are you serious?
Gallardo manual transmission, or I think E-gear would make sense because you wouldn't really feel the shifts in this thing, right? And you could totally do something with it.
This thing is really cool looking.
Yeah.
Now, there's no way that's the stock interior.
It's not.
So they took the interior out
Out of my Carrera GT and stuck it in a Lambo truck.
That's, is this
The
actually,
battery kill switch. So when you get out, you just turn this right here, and then you can not have to worry about the battery.
This would be a crazy project. But
Got
like,
room
these-
for car seats.
These are like what?
$500,000?
It is, yeah. But I'm willing to give you a Huracan engine and this car for a crashed Murcielago.
God, you keep pushing.
He really wants the manual Mercy, doesn't he?
These are really cool, super rare. If you see this thing driving down the street, it's so unique looking.
Do you guys think we should get this and do some sort of a project with this? Now, we definitely got to get a project Aventador. But you're saying you can find us probably an even better one because you're currently renting this one out?
I think you can find a different one that has 20,000 miles or in the mid 200s. Half the miles, so $40,000 more, you get half the miles. It'll be just in different condition.
I can hold you to that? Because we
Absolutely.
do need one.
I can find it in 1 hour.
Dave, you're gonna have to be on the timing of this one. 1 hour. Will you call us later if you can find one?
Yes, sir. Send me the Mercy. I'll fix it.
Could you?
I'll fix it.
Stay tuned for that. What do you think about the LM002 project?
You'll fix it, we'll never get it back.
Title as well.
Flip the title. What do you think, Dave? Would it be cool to take this and do a crazy build
So
on
what
it?
I propose we would do is, he mentioned this off camera, we rather make it an off-road car, make it actually street capable. So make it like better suspension, brakes, all that. So you actually make this like fast for like a car, not an off-road vehicle. Where the Urus should have been.
Why do you give him these ideas, Houston?
Because I'm smart.
This is the fastest answer
It
ever.
has to be like a crash Aventador, take the brakes, like a big
I
carbon brakes.
have the carbon brakes for an Aventador sitting in storage.
What's wrong for it?
I don't know what they're worth. You know, whatever they're worth.
Or would you just take Urus stuff and put it on here?
These are probably drum brakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably are. You drove Ryan's, right?
Yeah, just
Awful.
awful. Horrible.
So we
No, it's really nice, right?
This has to be automatic. You make this thing automatic and you're ready to roll.
It's really cool looking. And I actually really like that it's just, again, black. We could wrap it, but like, it looks mean black. The interior is pretty cool.
Find me the Aventador we need. We'll close some sort of a deal on something going on, but he needs to find the car first. Find us an Aventador, we'll make a deal.
Okay.
Mid 200s, nothing above, please. We're literally gonna tear this car apart. Just to give you an idea, we're gonna go 550 level times 1,000 on an Aventador.
That'd be cool.
Like, we're gonna wreck it. So keep that in
Turn the
mind.
camera off and we'll talk.
What would you really want for this?
Yeah, this.
I would sell this car for 200 grand as it.
200.
$200,000.
That's pretty cool.
200 including the Huracan motor. Canadian dollars.
So basically just give me the gold chain you have on your neck.
Guys, comment below yes or no on this. Aventador is already a done deal one way or another. We're getting one. We just have to find the right one, and then I'll show you guys what I have in my mind for that car. But this is really unique. No one's gonna take one of these and do anything but restore it. We're gonna do the complete opposite because this is the perfect candidate if we were to ever do anything. And then we will kick the Ursa's ass.
That's what I'm talking
Mark my words.
Can we borrow this Ghost, take it back to LA, and leave the event?
Leave the damn Rolls Royce alone.
Should be back after.
Thank you for your time.
Cool.
I appreciate you. Aventador.
I'll see you soon.
Number one.
Mercy.
We'll talk about the Mercy. This guy wants this manual Mercy so bad.
We should do something with this. It's already got no engine in it, no trans.
Be a lot of work.
Has a front diff though.
Well, I have some ideas about that. Everything's gonna be a lot of work now on the channel, Dave. Because everything we're talking about doing
It's the next level.
There's a reason why we have Mike S
I
out.
wasn't done talking. A lot of work for Mike.
My guess.